Go.
Let's do it.
All right, live. So I will send you the link so we can share this with everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, there.
Perfect. Thank you.
There. Here too. All right. Hey, what's up, you
All
dad?
right.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, people that I can't see quite yet. There we go.
Wait, yeah.
Oh
All right.
God,
Well,
mute,
as
mute, mute,
usual,
mute.
I'm
Oh, there we
gonna
go.
set
There
up.
we go. Okay, we're good.
I'm
Let's
gonna
do
set
it.
up as the stream is starting, which is both amazingly boring for everybody to who got here early, but also makes sense because it kind of gives other people a time to join.
Bob, I thought you set up before. What were you doing?
I moved all of this stuff onto a table.
Oh, that's set up. It's totally set up now. Good work.
All right, so we're going to be using this kind of cool 3D printed case from the Twitter name is ReventFlow. I'm drawing a blank at the website.
Blue
I'm
shell.
sorry.
Uh,
Blue Shell
it's Blue
3D.
Shell.
Ah, so sorry about that. Yeah,
I
but
got you.
yep, you could see the mod right in the top. This is pretty neat. I'm not sure if there is a giant need for replacement N64 shells, but I think they're cool. So whatever.
Actually, there is because the plastic from the OEM case is becoming super brittle after all these years. So yeah, we definitely need them. There are some on AliExpress,
Yes, so
but
this is the one that I bought before I realized that the horrible piece of crap known as Bitfunks was the one that were making these. So I bought one and
no.
one only, and now I'm giving this to a friend. But this did get a chance to show off the upcoming power supply that's going to be released very soon for this at GameTech.com. So I wanted to show that anyway because as much as I'm embarrassed being dumb enough to get suckered into buying a Bitfunks case, that is a universal power supply that is going to be pretty darn cool. So I wanted to
That's
at least
awesome.
show that off. So I'll just show that butt out from now on. So we also got a bunch of other adapters and stuff to try here today as well. What else we got? Hey, Belmont, rent optional. Patrick, lots of familiar faces. Good to see you all. Krista, what's up? Master Safer.
ProMan Bit Fun X, I think. They are a Chinese company that clones like a
So
lot of
you're not
people's like
actually right
projects.
about that. Bitfunks is one
No,
person. One
it's
person and
one
one
person.
person only who is responsible for more mods that are more clones than all other clones put together in retro. That's because I for a long time thought maybe this was just like a group of people that just kind of saw what other factories were making, cloned them, cloned open source, and it's really, it's horrible. But what could we possibly do about that? But this is one person, one guy out of Shenzhen, I believe, that clones all of this stuff and rubs it in people's faces.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God! So he like takes it and then spits in people's faces, essentially.
yes.
That's whoo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I did the
that's.
whole podcast with the lawyer about it, and then I got
Oh
I
yeah, I
got a
remember
bunch of
that.
info for people who could get started, and nobody did nobody did anything. Wasted time, but whatever. I
Well,
tried
I mean, you have
my
the
best.
knowledge. You have the knowledge. I mean,
Yeah.
and that was I remember that live stream. That was a cool. But I mean, didn't he say like since it's overseas, like there's not much that can be done?
There's a lot that could be done, but you're going to have people. You're either going to have a lot of money to hire people that you could trust over there, or you would have
Hmm.
to have somebody over there be willing to do a lot of the work for you. So
Ah,
that
okay.
is kind of one of the big things. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to be powering this up just to make sure everything still works. It might still be set to 240p mode, So in which case we'll see how my old HP monitor reacts to that, which was pretty.
If you want to change the resolution, just hold LR D-pad up, C up, and then it'll cycle through the resolutions.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mako, how's it going?
Hey,
Ariel?
Mako.
And Patrick,
It
thank you
is.
so much for the super chat. So happy to help with the RGB Blaster stuff. Really appreciate the super chat too. This always helps keep these going. All right, let's see what we got. So I'm going to start just powering this on, and then I'm going to try the fix that you suggested. But the light's already green, so it looks like I set it to 720p beforehand. So out of curiosity, how would I change the resolution blind then? What were you just saying?
It's so you hold LR D-pad up, C up. And then you hold that and it will cycle through.
Did I do that on camera? I think I did it behind your head. Let me do that back up here.
Yeah.
All right, so
There you
that's
go.
1080i. And
That'll be 240p. I don't know if it'll show up. Sometimes a monitor will take it and display something like that. But
yeah,
as I mentioned in the description of 64 HD, it's mainly used for, you know, converting it for the RetroTink or using it on a PVM.
or 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 yeah, hold on. This is coming later for anybody that wants to see what that might be. Or we'll show that later. Some eagle eyes
Ooh.
might spot and understand what that is. So we'll see. By the way, absolutely
I think I
love
have
that
a
you had
guess, but
the resolution change. I think that's a really great idea.
well, yeah, especially if you save on 240 and you forget and then you hook it up to a different TV that won't accept it. I mean, yeah, you definitely have to have it, you know? Otherwise you'd just be stuck in that mode until you change it on a PVM or a TV that can actually accept it.
All right, so I'm going to just load this up real quick just so we could have something on in the background. I think if I remember correctly, I should be able to pop the SD card out and yeah, all right, good. So I'm going to add some test software to this because I think you know exactly what we're going to be doing first. Lag test.
Oh yeah, of course. I was like, do I? What is he gonna do? Yeah, lag test. So this is good because I don't have a lag tester, which I need to get another Tang Nano that I haven't completely, destroyed doing experiments, and I need to make the new Time Sleuth that Zwenergy made. I want to try that out. It looks really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is good for me because if it's not around half a frame or a frame of variable lag, then I have a little bit more work to do on the firmware, a little bit
Yeah.
more testing.
Hey, to anybody who's I'll turn off one of these speakers. Anybody who's hearing the echo, it's just because um it's because the speakers are going through, so like it's just looping. There's nothing I could do about it. But one of these days I'll try to find like wireless headphones to use as well. But I don't know. I like the freedom of walking around. I don't like to be confined, which is a dumb thing to say. I know, but we'll figure it out.
But wireless headphones are like $5. You can like go down to a gas station and get them.
Yeah. So let me just make sure that this is going to work. Because this is a very old beta. So I'm trying to find a way to get a lag test on there. No, the stopwatch isn't on either of these. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I guess. No. Any
Is this
test
like an old
patterns work?
old build of the test suite?
Well, it's not released. This is a very early beta.
Oh, okay.
So what I could do is we could do is what's the frame difference between going from from the one screen to another? That should work.
Okay.
I think this one's probably going to be, yeah, that's the quickest. So that one will do it. Let me get some more cables. Hey, Alex, what's up? Uh, Oh, actually, let me see.
Oh, I see Hazy. Hi, Hazy. Hi, Shank.
What's up, Shank?
I'll talk quieter. I'll just like whisper, like some ASMR retro modding streaming. Yes, now we're going to do the time sleuth.
Actually, let
Yes.
me go try to find my cables. That was the one thing I was supposed to get before we started the stream. I need one moment. Entertain everybody,
Okay.
Postman.
Uh, uh, okay. Here's a DS Lite motherboard for fun stuff. Uh, all the test pads are labeled. Uh, it's super cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can show you guys the. Hang on. The Wii Mini HDMI. I got the tests soldered up to the board. I killed this board, and I also reversed, of course, because this is so classic Postman. I reversed the pinout on the daughter board, so I gotta I gotta get a I need to redo this, but yeah, it's a V1. What are you gonna do? Let's see what else. Oh yeah, this
All
is
right,
a.
sorry.
I'm doing a little show. Okay, good. You're back. All right.
Yeah.
I was running out of random items on my desk.
Sorry to throw you to the wolves here. All right,
That's
let's
okay. Natural entertainer. What can I say?
So we're gonna just use composite video, but also I want to lag test this monitor real quick. Anybody that's ever seen any of my lag test videos already seen this monitor be tested. However, um, it's gonna take 1 second, and I like to be thorough, make sure everybody knows I'm not full of shit with this stuff. So
Oh, good. It did come back up. Okay.
yeah, is there a
For a
reason why
second,
it blinked out when I plugged it in?
I'd have to think about that because because the part of it that needs because so the clock termination. There we go. The clock termination is split for the pixel clock going to the video amplifier from the N64 to my board. So
Okay.
if you don't have something like a Schmidt trigger, which basically just senses the voltage and doesn't really pull any current, that's the way I understand it. It's basically like a little amp. Um, so maybe it's like a quick transient, maybe, then it throws off the clock, but then it comes back maybe. I don't know. I'd have to scope it.
I mean,
Not sure.
respectfully, none of that matters because it came back. I was just very curious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's probably a transient of like pulling like a microamp and it just throws off the sync for a second. That's what I'm guessing.
Anybody who's ever used these little 8-inch BVMs knows it's very weird sometimes to get the signal out of it.
Did you say 8-inch PVM?
Yeah. Let
Bob, look
me
at your screen.
unplug the
Bob, look at your
HDMI
screen.
mod and try again.
I'm strong. I can just keep holding this like a boombox.
Oh,
8-inch
ha,
PVM
ha,
gang.
love it. Okay, so that's working.
So if it
let's,
doesn't work on your PVM, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, good. I was gonna say,
no, it's all working.
cause like, all right, cause it wasn't working on your DVD player? Question mark? Right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's
I
looking
don't know
good.
what you're talking about. Sorry.
Oh, I thought that when you tested it, the first adapter that I sent you, you tested it with
I
something and it
tested
wasn't
it on
working.
like 5 different things.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work in 15 kilohertz, but we'll get there. We'll get there
Oh,
after that. We'll do our nerding first, then we'll play some games because I'm a nerd and that's what I do. Sorry if that
Roger
annoys
that.
everybody in the stream, but all right. Postman, what's the exact model of that PVM BVM that you have?
That is a great question. It is a 8041Q. If that means anything to you. Shit's falling out of it. Hang on. Wait, I don't think I'm allowed to swear. Crap's falling out of it.
You
Sorry,
can
Bob.
swear all you want. That's fine.
Oh, I can? Yay!
This
Shit's
is an
falling out of here.
8042 Q. Oh, mine's one more Q than yours.
Oh, the Q squared. I'll trade you. When I need that extra Q.
Okay, so we get that, we get that. Now I'm just gonna grab. My super high speed camera is actually with a friend right now, but all you really need is 60 frames per second for tests like this, because what we really just care about is the lag bad or is it not bad? I would love a more detailed measurement, which we could get into maybe today, but probably a different time. But really, all that actually matters is, will this affect gameplay or not? And my gut's gonna say no, but my gut is large and filled with beer and cookies. So let's do a real measurement here.
Bob, have another beer just in case there is horrible lag, you just won't notice. You'll be like, oh, it's good. Let's play some games.
No, the difference is I would notice, but I'd be more of a dick about it.
Oh, okay. Okay, then stay away from the beer. Stay away from the beer.
All right. So I'm gonna set it to my custom.
Stadium art. You.
All right. So all I'm doing is firing off a video, 60 frames per second, and I'm just gonna be. So just to put this into perspective, when I did a similar test with the Warrior 64, you didn't even need a camera to see it was delayed. It was that bad. So we're so
the
far so
Warrior
good.
64. Oh man.
Does your kit come with sandpaper? Because clearly you're not a true N64 modder if you don't include sandpaper.
Ah, crap. I'll be right back. I gotta go to AliExpress, get like 10,000 things of sandpaper. You're right. What am I
Hey,
doing?
it's Venergy. How's it going? So thank you for the super chats, Master Safer. Beer and cookies. Yes, I agree. Dan B. Also, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Postman, you gotta keep an eye on those. We always gotta shout out the super chats. Those are what keeps these crazy streams going. All right, so I'm going to. I'm unfortunately going to do this off camera because it would be very boring to look at anyway, but all I'm going to be doing is loading this into Premiere, and then I will show you that once it's all up and running.
Okay, I have an idea for each super chat. I will curl Shanks PVM once. So one and two super chats.
There was one at the beginning too. You have a third.
Oh, crap, you're right. Okay, third. There we go.
Postman's going to be jacked by the end of this.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all better bust out your dollar bills. Shank. Don't worry, Shank. I'm babying it. It's okay. It's like a small child in my lap. This is we picked this up from in St. Paul. It is a PVM-14L5.
Nice. That was one I was just
crap, we got 3 more. All right. 1, 2. Oh crap, 4. 3. 4. Okay.
Thank you all so much. This is hysterical. That's the first time. I should get the Handlebar Gamer on to do that with his shirt off. I'm probably make a killing.
That's just the whole stream too. Is you playing video games and him with his shirt off, curling 2 PVMs or like bench pressing them. Oh crap, we got 2 more. All right. If anybody does $10 or more, I have a stack of reference books. I will add that to the PVM. All right, $10 or more. Watch Postman die. All right, we got another one. $1. I feel like I'm at a strip club or something. People are just throwing dollars. All right, another one. Okay, yeah, my arms are actually starting to get. You guys suck. Okay. Oh my God, there's another one. Okay. All right. Oh my God, I need water. Whew.
You guys are all absolutely hilarious. Thank you all so much.
You guys have to understand, I'm a basement. Oh my God, Stadiumers. Oh my God, he did. Okay, all right. I'm adding the reference material. All right. We have the C programming language. RTL modeling with System Verilog, and we'll add uh, my reference electronics explained book. All right, here we go. Oh my god, it actually did make it a lot heavier. Okay.
If you drink, Shank, if you dropped your monitor, I'm gonna cry.
Don't worry, Shank, it's all good. I'm babying it. It's all right.
Oh. All right, hold on a
Shank,
second.
please don't kill me at MGC. It'll get to you safely, I swear. I swear on my mods, it'll get to you safely.
All right, so I'm gonna have Premiere on in the background. It's just hysterical. Okay.
Oh, we got. All right, 15. I'll add another book. All right. Oh, actually, I'll add a heavier book. What's this one down here? Oh yeah, let's add the classic Design for Embedded Image Processing, which actually is a great cookbook for anybody who's interested in FPGA digital processing. It covers it like A to Z. So we'll do this. Electronics Explained. You know what? I'm gonna go all four. We got this. Whew. All right. $15. $15 gets you one. Okay. I feel like every rep I do, Shank's dying a little bit on the inside. All right, man. I swear you'll get your PVF. Oh. No, I'm actually excited to see this lag test though, because I was explaining to Bob before that the pixel clock of the N64 is somewhat similar in speed to the pixel clock that I'm running on the FPGA, so that means that we can buffer less frames.
Yeah, so I'm
And I double.
actually stop doing lifts because I have to take you off screen. Can you all tell me?
Okay.
Can you see in the video window here? Can like Postman, because you can see this in real time through the OBS window. Can you see the
Yeah.
240p test suite up here?
No, not yet.
Okay, so there's something weird with the stream then that it's not going to let me see this. Let me
Yeah, I just see a blank window.
All right, let me
Okay.
try again. I might have to just talk through the results or something, but that would be crappy. So let me try to get this a little bit better here. So let's go display capture. Yep, and let's try to get okay. So now you can. Oh shit! Hold on.
Oh yeah, we're good now. I can see it.
Now you can see it. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just try to. I need you to be able to see the frames here. So here, so you can still see it, right?
Yep.
All right. So now there's a lot of factors involved in this. There is, we're using a camera. It's in 60 frame per second mode. So each time I step this will be 1 frame. But there's a lot of variables. There's also, when I hit the button isn't exactly at 1 frame click. So there's going to be a lot of variables here. So this could be up to 1 frame off. But there's good news. So check this out. So that's 1 frame. This has changed and the top one has not. So now this is 1 extra frame of latency. And now what you're seeing here is the slowness of the LCD screen. So it looks like this thing is about 1.5 frames of lag.
Okay.
You could
So I need to see.
let me keep going because that's 1 test. So let me
Okay.
Okay.
And real quick,
so,
Bob, while you're doing that, I see the chats. I have a tally going. We got two beer money reps
Oh my god.
coming up when we're back. I'm keeping track. Don't worry.
I love
Keep 'em
all
coming.
of you. All right, so we're seeing consistency now. It's only the 2nd test, but consistency is always super important because if something's 1/2 frame on 1 test and 4 frames on the other, it's equally as useless as if it was just 4 frames. But now we're seeing, so that changed, and then on 2, that changes. So once again, looking at about 1.5 frames. So let's just keep going because we're already here. It's going to take less time than it took me to set up. So 1. But you can see at the bottom of the screen, it's not quite done drawing that frame. So this isn't, this is not fully accurate. So, that's about 1.5, 2 frames there. But that's still using that 1 frame buffer I was talking about. So we're still looking at about 1.5 frames. And what are the chances of this going down with a firmware update?
I It's possible. So here's the thing. If a firmware update comes out, the way it works right now is we would need to uh it's a pain in the butt. That's what I'll say because and for some context, the reason that we didn't just have, firmware files available to flash without like having to go through us is because of the security system that we came up with. It requires a string of ones and zeros from the FPGA called the DNA, which is basically a unique identifier. And that unique identifier gets checked within the FPGA fabric to make sure that it matches with what the firmware's, has. So if the DNA doesn't match what the firmware has, you get a security screen. So I could release an update. It would you need special programming tools to program it on your side though. That's the unfortunate part.
Well, 1.5 frames of lag on an N64 is not the end of the world. Um, but I'm kind of curious. I wonder if it would be. Do you think the latency would change based on the resolution?
Let me think about that. Maybe bump it down to 240p. Not 240. Well, no, 480p because the 240p and the 480p have the same pixel clock. So you could try 480p and see what happens. I think maybe it's doing. Oh, actually, no, that's a good question because it's a lower pixel clock. So that might mean a decoupling. So it might be more actually.
So 720 could potentially be the lowest.
Potentially. But then again, I'm looking at the code for the SD RAM and it's fixed at it looks like it's fixed at 1 frame. Um because basically what's happening is there's an address counter and about halfway through the address there's basically a bit that flips to change the address bank.
Okay.
And the more times you change that address, that like leading coefficient, the more frames that you're buffering. So in this case, it's just flipping it um, once. So that's 1 frame. Um, so I could see if I could get it lower. It might be a pain in the butt, but I can see because
Okay.
I'm sick of doing business and order fulfillment. I want to do some coding.
I am going to have to do this very quickly because I have 26 seconds before my monitor tells me this isn't going to work right. So
Okay,
let me.
run, run, Bob.
All right. Speedy, speedy. Okay. And then I guess let me. I'll just set that to the next one. And that should be 480p. Let me double check that.
I'm thinking it's either going to
Yeah.
be more lag or the same amount of lag, but I'm actually now leaning towards the same amount of lag because it's fixed. It's fixed in the memory address, so probably the same. But you got me curious now. I've been wrong before, let me tell you.
All right. So let's slap this back in and see what we got. Um,
Nice, Shank. Nice.
hey, Stika. What's up, my friend? All right. So let's actually let me get that here.
Oh, we got another one. Yeah, actually, Ricky HDR. We do have a second PVM here. Shank has two of the same PVM. So I could try just like throwing them around if somebody donates like, you know, $100. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'm
Don't
not
do
gonna throw
that.
Shank.
Don't nobody.
Don't
Don't
do it.
do
I'm
that. I
not
will
gonna do it.
refund it.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right.
Sorry,
Let
Bob.
me.
I'm making more work for you.
All right. Let's So this is still coming out on stream, correct?
Yep.
Back. It's a little faster on that first one seemed to, well, no. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep going back and I'll just check a bunch of them.
Okay.
That's about the same.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah, and I'll try with 480p just to be thorough. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So it's by no means is this bad. It's just, 0 is the best number, but whatever.
I think in order to get like as close to zero as possible, you would need to have like what Woozle did with or Zwenergy, both of them. If you replace the clock crystal with something that's generated or handled by the FPGA, it's a lot easier to have a pipeline where you can get like just as close to zero as possible. When you introduce something like SD-RAM, that's when latency really starts to come in. Hey Toad.
Yeah, Toad Coder, just brought up exactly what I was about to say. Is while 0 is the best number, a very consistent 1.5 frames of lag is way better than sometimes 2 frames, sometimes 4 frames. It's like
Oh, because
it's
then you
not
get like
even close to
juddering.
the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
So
yeah. That would trip up my eyes. I've been doing this too long. I'm starting to notice like little details of like images, that I didn't see before I started all this.
all right, so I think what I'd like to test now, since we're still in test mode, not playing on mode, is the 240p output, and then we'll plug it into the capture card. And I actually have a new, new to me, 20-inch Sony consumer CRT. I would like to play some N64 on while I use this to
Nice.
stream, because that's something that everybody needs to absolutely keep in mind. Is if you want the best N64 streaming solution, this thing could have 100 frames of lag. It doesn't matter, It's just all you need is to make it work. So. Um,
By the way, we have 3 reps that I owe you all. I have it. I have the board here. I was not lying. All right. All right. 1, 2, and 3.
that is
Oh no,
hysterical and amazing.
don't worry, Shank. He's only gonna play for like 15 minutes and then he's gonna move on to the next thing. As is the way with modding. Our 64, yeah, they're on track. So, a little insight for everybody that joined the stream today. We are on track for 64 HD. I got a message from the factory to have me check over the finished boards, and they are shipping out today. But I'm going to be out of town until the 14th. So that week when I come back, they'll start shipping pretty much immediately. Um, and I'm also still waiting for the odds and ends, like the 3D printed stuff, like the shroud and the HDMI daughter board bracket. Those are being printed at PCBWay. Those will come in at roughly the same time. But yeah, everything's kind of coming in together.
So you all can still see this, right? Everything's coming out on the stream.
Yep.
All right. HDMI cable into the component converter that you just sent me today, Postman. And
Yep. And we have like almost the exact same monitor, minus a Q on my end. So if it doesn't work, then Murphy's Law is absolutely real, and I have no idea. Oh hey Miramasa. Hey. Um yes and no. It's better than having to get an injection mold. Uh but still not cheap is the best way I'll put it. To give you perspective, it was for 3,000 of each of them with shipping of both prints, it came out to about $7,000. So, I mean,
I
an
am not
injection mold would
sure
be definitely more.
what's going on here.
Yeah, is your screen on? I can't tell.
Yeah, these things can be finicky, so we'll give it a minute. All right, so we're still in 240p mode.
I should have gotten the converter that I gave to Tito for his review, because then I could just do it here.
Shank wants to know if there's there's no buttons on this converter,
Oh,
but there's a
no,
very
no,
easy way
Shank.
to test this monitor, the Nomad that I use, 10 times a day to test other stuff with some HD Retrovision cables. This stream not sponsored by HD Retrovision. In fact, HD Retrovision's never sponsored me. So you know what? Nix a mustache.
Mazamars. I think I am. I mean, I'm deinterlacing the image so it comes out to 640 by 240, and then scaled appropriately. So I I think it's right. I think I did it right. Not even I think. I know I did it right. I'm being modest. It's right. Let's see. Probably.
Woo.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're definitely right. I don't know. We're getting to the point where we can do injection molded stuff, but we're just like not quite there yet. We're getting there, but not quite.
Okay. So let me just confirm
Ah,
colors and everything else.
oh, yeah. Oh, I thought that was the N64. Dang it.
No, this is the Nomad.
Okay.
So component video input's definitely working, no doubt. Let me stick this over here.
Actually,
Even
now I'm
after
thinking about it. What
sorry,
what
go ahead, man.
HDMI? Are you using an mini HDMI to HDMI converter by
Cable.
chance?
Cable.
Oh, so it's a cable. Okay,
A
because
4K
Tito
rated
had.
cable as well.
Okay, good. Then you're perfect. Tito was having an issue with getting a signal when he used an adapter. So just I should add that as a note for people that some adapters may not mini to full size HDMI may not work. So
Okay. Nothing. Nada. So here's exactly what I'm gonna show. That I did the other day. Where is this? All right.
HDR, I looked into that too. It was still a bit more expensive. So for this time in the quantity, I just decided to go with 3D printing. And if it keeps selling decently, I'll probably get well, I have to talk to Greg from Laser Bear too, because I'm um licensing uh his design. So we'd probably go in on it together. So there's a lot of things to consider. Stadium Arts, no. It worked on Shank's PVM and on my PVM. So maybe that second queue is messing things up. I don't know. We've pretty much matched the setup 1-to-1.
Interesting, because this was working on this converter the other day. That's 480p.
Oh, there we go. So, yep. Uh, uh. Okay, it's getting something now.
Yeah, but it's not syncing on it.
Yeah, I know. Give it a second. I've noticed that sometimes it took a
That's
second to sync,
480p. So that
but
always is what happens when you
oh, that's
send.
480p. Okay. And then is that 240 or is that
Yeah,
720?
this
That's
is
240?
240p.
Okay. Yeah, switch back and forth a couple more times. The syncing is not consistent, unfortunately, but yeah, that does sometimes happen, but switching from 480p to 240p typically fixes it.
Funny because this is my these little ones are like the most compatible monitors.
Yeah, I know. It worked on mine, and we have almost the exact same one. That's why I'm like, I'm I'm not sure.
Interesting. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, maybe.
let me think about this real quick. What's the easiest way to get a? All right. You all are going to have to unfortunately deal with my ADHD and nerdyisms or whatever, because now I kind of have to know. We are going to be taking open source scan converter, and we're going to go back and we'll do the same Nomad test, but we're going to put it through this thing and test it in pass through to check the converters again. I'm running out of power supplies here.
Yeah. It's funny because like this happens pretty much every time like since Gamebox was formed, every time I show off a product, whether it be to friends, to people such as Bob, this kind of thing always happens. I don't know. It must be Murphy's Law, but I'm not sure because the funny thing is, I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but we got a super chat. All right, I'll put the books on in a second. Hang on. I sent Bob
Thank you,
two
Tony.
two of the same component converters that worked on mine, just in case it was a fluke, and now it's not working. And I'm like, "Ugh, do you happen to have a different HDMI cable? Because like I just want to rule that out. I know it's 4K rated, but I just
I
want to double check.
absolutely will, but I just want to go one step at
Okay,
a time, just for my
okay,
own sanity here.
you're
So
right. You're
let
right.
me.
I'll let you do your thing. I'm gonna do the curl real quick. All right. So we'll do the classic 3 books here for $10. Right. There we go. And a rip. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do a second one because I feel like
Oh
it.
my
There we go.
God! Oh my God! Don't hurt
Yep.
yourself.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting buff. We're good. Uh, there we go. Oh.
So
Yeah, what's
it
your
is. So it says out of sync because it's a 15 kilohertz thing. So that's perfect. So now let's go
Mhm.
back to this converter, the one that I was just using. Okay. So this is my converter that has always worked, still works.
Okay.
So now let's switch it to yours. Now you all see why I'm going step by step in nerdiness. We're removing one item at a time here. So
Okay, Shank. Thanks. Appreciate it. It's fine. See, I'll give you another one for free. It's fine. You have 2, so sometimes this one, it'll be fine. Be a shame if something happened to your PVMs, Shank. Be a shame.
all right, so this is the one that you sent me.
Okay.
Yep.
Survey says.
Yep.
Oh, so
Survey
it might
says
be the
no.
converter.
And this is the one I bought. So for anybody curious, right? I
Huh.
talked about this in the last Q&A as well. Postman and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "You have to buy this exact converter, otherwise it won't work." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been dealing with this for like 10 years now. You could buy 10 of these, and it used to be 9 of them would work and 1 wouldn't, and now it's getting to be about 50-50. But I bought the
Hey.
exact link, and this is exactly what happened, and it's always been that way, and it's not Postman's fault, it's not my fault, and to be honest, I don't even know if I would blame the resellers of this because who the hell uses them for 240p but us? So we
Yeah, that's
just
a good
need one
point.
from the community.
And
Same
technically,
shit.
this mode is defined as 1440 by 240. Um, and the signal timings work out, so it's like just barely over 15 kilohertz. I think it's like
16 something.
15 point. No, it's like 15.06 or something like
Oh,
that. It's like real close. Yeah, it's like really close to 15 kilohertz. Um, but it worked out
so
perfectly because the pixel clock of 720p and 480p and 240p are the same. What were you gonna say?
well, just to let everybody know. So why do I continue to link to these and recommend them when it's a 50% chance of working? Because it's Amazon. This shit's going right back for free. All I wasted was a few moments of my time. That's why. I don't
That's
abuse
it.
that. I don't
Cheers,
buy
Bob.
stuff just to return it, but you know, that's exactly what their return policy is for. Products that don't work the way they're supposed to.
Well, it makes me nervous for working with Lontium too, because it's like, well, if this is a primary use case and it like sometimes works, like what the hell?
So you just saw on the one that works for me, it took a moment to sync. Let me try this
Yeah.
again. So plugging it in now, not touching it, not touching it. I was wiggling cables before. Okay. And once again, here's the one from your link, and we'll just plug it in and kind of leave it for a minute and see if it syncs.
Oh, it went out again.
I unplugged it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you unplugged it. Oh, okay. I was like, no.
All right. Okay, so same thing. So everything is plugged in and waiting for it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to plug the power in.
Mako. Gamebox converter soon. We're
I
calling
hope
it the
so.
Gamebox. I hope so too. It depends on what happens with Lontium. I'm gonna go to bat. I'm gonna do everything I can. We'll see. They're out of office until the 1st for Taiwanese national holiday. But when they come back, I'll press them hard.
Okay.
HD2SD. Oh my god, I love that. Okay, well now I have to make it because I love that name. Like,
Well, you can't name it
I
that because that
gotta.
implies it's a downscaler, and you're going to confuse the shit out of everybody that buys it.
That's a good point. Yeah, because the HD is 720. Yeah, that's a good point. 720p. So it'd be more like digital to SD, I guess. Something like that.
Uh,
Nope. Okay.
SD DAC. I don't know.
SD DAC. I like that. I like that too. Something. I just like those simple names. Game DAC. Game DAC's good. Like something 2 syllables is always good. That's why
Like
I chose
it's like Game Box.
GBHD. Yeah, exactly. Gamebox. 4 syllables GBHD.
All right. So, yeah. So what we have also proved in the stream is that none of these things are reliable anymore, and Postman needs to make one, or Shank needs to make one. Y'all don't want
It's
me
just
making it because if I make it, what it'll end up being is I bother Tianfong and Electron Ash for 6 months until we fumble through it. I turned it into a shitty JLC PCB ad for my weekly podcast with 5 revisions because I screwed everything up every time they gave it to me. You don't want me making it, trust me.
Okay, Bob, to be fair, when our first product, which was Cartboy, which was like a Pi-based emulation handheld, that had, I think, because that was like when I was first learning PCB design, like first thing. Um, it took me, I think, 15 or 16 revisions to get it right. So no shame, no shame. And
Well,
we didn't
this
have
was
JLC back
extra
then, so
embarrassing because we went through all of that and we dealt with all of those problems and we tried to figure everything out just to find out it was actually nobody's fault. We had it was either a counterfeit part or a part that had a drastically changed performance on it. Because the ones that I
okay.
bought 3 years ago worked flawless and had worked flawlessly for years before that, and the newer ones do not. So out of all that work, checking each other's work, making sure that we didn't make any mistakes, it was nobody's fault.
So Spazbo, that's a really good question actually, and it's really cool how it works. So in the video interface for the N64, there's basically kind of like a header, I guess you could call it, for like control signals. And when a 480i game is detected, or like when it's displaying, there's a bit that flips back and forth to signify the odd and even frames. So what happens is that bit gets fed into the SD-RAM controller, and that switches uh, that switches the address line. So it goes like, even, 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 odd, 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 and then that gets de-interlaced from the SD-RAM by the scaler. So that's how it works. It's pretty neat.
I am going to get ready to start actually playing games and streaming with this thing. However, does
Woo.
anybody else want to physically see anything before I do? Also, I'm going to leave this here. It's just not available for sale yet, but that's the. Can I even see that? Yeah, that is the very cool universal power supply kit that will be available soon for the N64. I actually like it a lot. I like the way it's clear, and I also like that you don't have the power supply sticking out. But I also love that it's an international replacement, and as long as you don't use a crappy AC to DC brick, so you get like a Meanwell or a Triad or something, then it'll be really high quality.
This next rep is for Ricky, aka HDR. Oh, Ricky! Here we go. Got it. Oh man.
All right, almost ready here. So we'll get this out the way.
Or HDR. By the way, thank you to everybody who bought 64 HD, especially not even like before even Tito's video came out. You believed in the product. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
I
Shank says
mean,
no more
I've
reps.
only played with it for a few moments, and I'm definitely not disappointed in it. I'll tell you that. So,
Woo!
all right,
Yay.
let me make some room. Time for my CRT reps, which is not impressive because all you see this every single stream I ever do. So it's nothing new here.
All right, for the respective Shank, no more reps. That's fine. And Bob, you have plenty of beer money, so I think we're good on the reps. Oh my god.
That's me all day long. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got the biceps, you got the glamour muscles going just from lifting those things.
By the way, this
Hey,
is my
thanks,
first
Acro.
time powering on this CRT at all. My friend Lance dropped it off last night, so it'd be really funny if it turned out to like explode on stream or something.
Ooh, we might get a fireworks show. Nice.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. I was saying while you were grabbing something earlier, I exploded my Wii Mini board. A fuse had blown, and just to check what like kind of do like a smoke test on it just to see where like why it blew. I just bridged it just because I knew the board was already dead.
Mm.
And I think it was a MOSFET that just popped. It was fun.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, my first rev of mini vid didn't work anyways, so whatever. I got another Wii Mini, so whenever I fix it, whenever I have the time to fix it, we'll try again.
So, Postman, I know this is not your product, but I would like to use the blue retro adapter. They're not
Yes, let's go for it.
they're not a competition product, so I'm not. I don't feel bad
No.
throwing that on stream here. But does anybody know how to work this? Because this is also my first time trying to use one. So,
It's so easy. You just plug it in, put your controller into sync mode, hold the sync button on the adapter, and it syncs, and you're good to go.
okay, let's see. Let's see if Thanos paid Postman enough to say how easy that was, or if this was actually that easy. We'll find out. So,
Well, I got an 8-bit DOE adapter. That's how it works on my 8-bit DOE Blue Retro. That's the one I use for testing. So this is good that we have a different version, but it should work the same because another Schmidt trigger is in place for the controller line, so it should work just the
yeah.
same.
Also, another Bobism in every stream I do. I just turned it on and couldn't figure out why there was no video on screen. Yep, moron. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Let's see. We don't die. No. I would say if you have an Ultra HDMI, definitely go with that. 64 HD is more of like a low cost. Woo! Like a low cost solution. If I recall correctly, uh, let's see, the Ultra HDMI was 160. This is selling for 130, but it does have less features. Let's see. Can you tell? Oh, Sticka says to you, Bob, that you are a beautiful man.
Oh,
Or
thank you,
should I include
Stika.
the? But wait, should I include the question mark? So like, he's a beautiful man.
You're my favorite Borat, Stika. So, which is funny, by the way, because people say that, and I don't think Stika sounds like Borat at all, like not even a little bit. But he gets one of those comments every now and then on his videos. So how do you put the PS5 controller into pairing mode? I totally forgot. Is it you hold these two
I
down?
can Google it. On the PS4, it's the share button and the PS button, but I can look it up if you need. I'm not sure. I don't have a PS5.
I think that was it. I think I hold those two.
And it should start blinking quickly.
Holy crap, that was it. That's all I had to do. You were right.
Yeah, I
I
know
had to
my
hold these
syncing
two buttons
buttons.
down, and when that started blinking, I tapped the sync button, and like 1 second later, that's all.
I know these adapters are like magic. What's the guy's name? The developer's name? I can like see his like icon, his
Darth Cloud.
Twitter icon in my head. What
Darth
was it?
Cloud.
Oh yeah, Darth Cloud. That's right. Yeah, this just amazing.
This is cool. CRT looks good too, even for composite. All right, so let me try the two ups and the triggers. No, that would wait. Two downs and the triggers to bring up the thing. Well, so let me get this set so you all see the stream. Stadium Arts, no, that's the one plugged in. I have that linked in the description. What's up, show?
So, so for blue retro controllers, in order to get the menu up, you want to do I think it'll be L1 R1 D-pad down and then right stick down, and I think that'll bring up the menu.
Okay.
There it is.
So what was it again on the PS5 controller? You think?
Fourth planet of the
It should
Lilat
be-
system.
Well, 'cause it's
The
same on
evil
PS4
Andros
controllers,
turned
I'm
this
assuming that
once
they're similar.
thriving
It was
system
L1 R1
into a
D-pad
wasteland of
down,
near extinction.
I'm sorry, right analog.
General Pepper of the Cornerian Army
Yeah.
was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the
right
barren,
analog. I was
deserted
using
planet
the X button. The
Venom.
right analog is what did it.
5 years
yeah,
later,
that makes sense.
General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom.
Well,
James
all right, so let's
McLeod,
display
Pigma
settings.
Dangar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team
So
were
right
sent
now
to
we're at
investigate.
720p.
Upon their
1080i
arrival,
is interesting.
Pigma betrayed the
If-
team, and James
I
and
mean, I
Peppy
mean
were
this with love,
captured
dude.
by
1080i
Andros.
is mostly useless,
Peppy
but
barely
if you
escaped
have an
Venom
Oh, I know.
and returned
HDCRT
home to tell James'
and
son,
your
Fox,
N64
about his
game is
father's fate.
480i, try it
A
in
few
1080i.
years have
Oh,
passed.
Bob, the game
And-
audio is loud,
I do
apparently.
that every time. I'm so sorry. Is that better, everybody? Ugh, my bad. Sorry.
But yeah,
sorry.
I know I know 1080i is useless. The reason I added that feature was because again, the pixel clock is the exact same for 720p and 1080i. So it was an easy add. I just, it was just adding an additional video mode, setting up the interlacing, and that was pretty much it. So
Yeah.
it was more of an add just because it was easy.
That makes sense. Ian Parker, will this be easier to get than the Ultra HDMI? Well, I don't want to speak for Postman, but he's here right now talking to us, interacting, responding to my messages. So right off the bat, you've talked with me more in this past hour than Marshall has since I started RetroRGB. So I would be willing to bet that you could probably buy these, and at the very least, you'll at least know where the project's at.
It's on Stone Age Gamer, Castlemania Games, and if you're in Europe, or I guess they do it worldwide, but they're located in the UK, Z Labs. Those are the three that we have right now. And I'm working real hard to make sure that these are available. That was one of the goals of the project, was to keep it low cost and available. So like it should be available as much as possible. There might be a little lead time. Like I think this first batch is just about sold out, but I already have a second batch ordered. So that should be in at the end of the month. So I'm trying to keep a nice cadence going as long as there's demand for it.
Yeah. So Shank just brought up another point. So did Jason as well. So 1080i isn't. It's not just that it would look pretty cool on an HD CRT if you were playing a 480i game. Depending on the HD CRT, running it in 1080i might be the only way to truly get the no lag on the CRT itself. So that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is most people probably shouldn't use 1080i. However, I'm really happy that you included it because the handful of us that do will truly appreciate it. So thank you. All right, so let us. Did I desync already? I think I desynced. Oh,
Oh, did the controller turn off already?
yeah.
Oh, huh. That might be like a power saving feature of the PS5 controller or something. Because I know the PS4 controller stayed on like way longer.
Well, when in doubt, power off, power back on again, I guess. But
Yeah.
So somebody just asked about analog output. Yeah, that's what we were testing before. However, that might have problems depending on your on the converter. So while yes, technically you could use the 240p output on this one, to have analog output, it might not work the way you hope. Okay, I'm resynced. Let me just do Super Mario 64 because it'll just be easier to show. Just to show some of the basics here. So, all right, so that was left, right, down, that way. Okay, so Tito's video went into much better detail showing all of this stuff than I could on a live stream. So I would highly recommend checking out his video for this stuff. You get the basic scan lines. These are just scan lines, right? You're not going through a CRT mask. It's totally fine. You get the deblur option, which is cool. I like that. Filter brightness, that's also important. Smooth filtering.
Actually, the filter brightness as well. It does work on the original image as well. If you want to brighten or soften the image, it's up to you.
Say that again.
So if you turn off the filter and then you go to image filter brightness, you can still adjust the brightness up and down. I probably need to rename that for the final firmware. But
right, yeah, I could
yeah.
see that now.
Yeah, you can just like darken or lighten the image. Yeah.
I'm turning scan lines off because they look like crap on stream. I don't. The best CRT masks on the planet look like crap on stream. So, info, okay. So what I did also want to show here though, is there's a couple of important things. So, I don't trust those converters to go into. So one of the things I was going to show was that I was going to go into the RetroTink 5X using the output through that component video converter. But I don't really trust those component video converters for all the reasons. And the one absolutely always reliable one that I have is actually with Tito at the moment. So we could try that. Is that something that's important? Would you really want that tested?
I mean, if it's not working, then we can't test it, right?
Let's give it a try, I guess. All right, we got mine here. So let me just think of how I'm going to do this real quick, but because I think that's something that a lot of people might really appreciate is, all right, I have this now. So right now I'm buying this mod. I'm plugging it directly into my HD TV. I'm using 720p. It looks great today. But a couple of months from now, I'm going to pick up a RetroTink 5X that has all of these crazy scaling features and all these other awesome things. So why can't I use that with a cheap converter? And I think that's a very valid point and something that, hopefully everybody here might think it's at least worth showing. I'm not exactly known for having my most, thrilling streams on these. I get down and dirty with a nerdy. Wow, that rhymed. Oh, Weird Al should make a parody of that. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that.
That needs to go on a T-shirt. Down, dirty, and nerdy. Real quick, Lily, it had been tested. Not like officially with like a time sleuth, but it's roughly a frame and a half, just based on going frame by frame.
So, Lily, you might get a kick out of this. The other day, I went to go test something that Lily had worked on a while back, and I went to message Lily, and I couldn't find our old chat, and I'm like, wow, did I say something douchey and Lily like blocked me or something? That's really weird. And then I searched for Lily on Twitter, and I couldn't find her, and I'm like, oh man, I hope Lily's okay. I wonder what happened. And then I realized I was spelling Lily wrong. So glad you're here, Lily. Glad you're okay. Sorry, I'm a moron. All right. So
hey, Electron Ash, I didn't see you there. Yes. Are you still doing Verilog, or have you moved to System Verilog like everybody else? Postman.
Just need one more cable, power cable. Where'd I put that? All right.
Yeah, that'll happen. Actually, that's funny, Ash. When I first did this, I had a God, what was it? I think it was either a level shifter or something in between. that was degrading the signal, and I was like, why is this not working? I know the code's right, like the physical layer is all good, like why is this not working? And then I took off the IC and I bridged it, and it worked fine. And I was like, great, I'm just dumb. Cool. Um, trying to wire rig thing. Yeah, I know what you mean. I
Interesting.
when as I've been messing with the Go and stuff, Ash, it I don't understand the difference. They seem the same. I mean, I get that a wire is supposed to like connect not components, uh cores, but like I don't know. It's weird.
So interesting in
It,
that I couldn't get a signal through the Tink 5X, but I'm gonna try this again. Yeah,
okay.
Lily, that's what I thought. I figured you would have reached out, but no, I'm just a moron.
Adam, so Voltar's RGB mod comes after the the DAC for video out on the analog side. So it's not tested, but it should work. Actually, I got to reach out to Voltar when I think about it and get one of those so I can double check. But I believe it should work fine.
If you reach out, let him know who you are, because he gets all of these things. Like, I'm a YouTuber with 75 followers, so you need to give me one for free right now.
No, I've already talked to him. I already sent him one.
All right, cool. All right, so it is not working with the RetroTink 5X.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Mike Chi about that, and I'll test it on my end.
All
See
right,
if I can get it working.
let me test
What's your
something else
setup
here real quick though.
for the retro tank? What's your setup?
The converter that worked with the Nomad.
Okay.
So we know that it works with 15 kilohertz. And I just went 480p, 720p, and 240p into into that converter into the Tink, and it just didn't get any signal at all. So let me.
Lovely.
All right, I want to try one more thing, and maybe we'll actually get to play a game. But give me a moment to figure this out. That in.
Yeah, I mean, I would love one. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. How do I get a hold of you to give you my info? Let me check.
Okay.
Let me check your math, Lily. Hang on, because that's 1.5 divided by 60. Let's see. 1.5 divided by 60. Yeah, 25 milliseconds. You're right. Okay. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, as soon as I get it, I'll throw it in my test setup and confirm it.
All right, almost done. Yeah, it's always very funny when I hear some of the Voltar stories. When I hear people explain how much of a douchebag he is, and then you listen to the story, and it's like, I think the problem was you. I don't think the problem was him that time. I know how he gets. I know he's a good friend of mine. I get it. He goes too far sometimes, but that one was your fault, not his. So yeah, if you ever message him and he comes off harsh, it's probably just because he had 5 or 6 messages that day before you that were not very nice. So
So jaded. It sounds like jaded is the right word.
all right, let me test this real quick.
Oh my God, Ash, don't say that. That freaks me out. You're right though, but like I don't like that.
All right, so Little Kitten, thank you so much. Perfect time for a super chat, because if you all had seen what I was just messing with up there, right up there. Now let's switch over and take a look. And so right now we have yours set to 480p, but we are using the RetroTink 4K. Postman,
Oh, okay.
you're a beautiful man, but I'm gonna have to get you out of the way just so we could see the full thing.
Fair enough.
So We're going to set this to 1080p 60 for now, but you all might notice the different resolutions on there.
I'm
Okay,
so excited for the 4K.
so
I can't wait for it.
confirm new resolution, yes. So where is the system? I think that's it. This is all super beta, by the way, 100% beta. So the menu, the features, please don't think any of this stuff is what you're going to see when it's eventually done. I just want to get to the point where we could see what it is seeing. Come on, is it image processing? Well, y'all are getting a very quick tour of it, but anyway, so yeah, this is the alpha, right? So that's what 240p looks like.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to Mike about it. He said, like, I confirmed with him that the mode should work. So I'll just hit him up on Discord and see what the issue could be.
Yeah, because this is one of the things that, like, one of the main reasons that I'm loving the 240p output of any of these HDMI kits is that would technically allow you to have a true digital to digital one-to-one signal, so that, you know, your mod's great today, but 10 years from now when we're using 8K TVs, no one's going to want 720p output. So
Right,
instead of having a
yeah.
completely different mod, why not just set it to 240p and let the scaler do all the work?
Right.
So interesting that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
because
mean, there's still time.
It's possible that the scaling is wrong. Maybe I'll have to hit up Mike and see if he has a second, like, 4K that I can just test with or something. But yeah, I'll get it working.
Well,
That's
I
not a
mean,
problem.
respectfully, I think you should start with the RetroTink 5X.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I need the adapters back then.
Yeah, I know. I'm shipping all this stuff back to you ASAP.
All right,
So
all
let me
right.
just unplug this, get this back plugged in direct, and we'll get to some streaming. So, was anybody on the last N64 stream I did? I think Audie was jumping in with some suggestions. I actually played some N64 games that I really enjoyed, which is not something I normally say. So I would love to check those out again with a controller that I actually really liked. Or at least anybody have any suggestions for games to play then? I'm just putting this away. I'll be actually ready to start in like less than a minute here.
Belmont, no, you don't want Doom 64. Even though the brightness is a thing, it doesn't look any better. I tried.
So I
It looks
actually like the
terrible.
idea of Wave Race 64 because I got a chance to play that before on stream with everybody, but I really just don't like the N64 controller. I'm not saying that to be trendy or anything. It's not my thing. So let me and I think let me double check. I believe we're set to 720p. Yeah, okay. So Wave Race 64. Hey, what's up, Destiny? So what N64 game do you think is good?
Me or Destiny?
Destiny, that's one of her favorite consoles. I'm interested to see what an N64 expert would say about this.
We'll say at some point we should check out the 64DD because I would love to see what that looks like. But these other suggestions first.
Okay, so back into the running. Smash Brothers. No, Shank, I want to play a game. sorry. I'm just kidding, dude. So I am definitely starting out with Wave Race, and I can't wait to try it with the PlayStation 5 controller. By the way, shout out to Destiny. She's the one that gave me this controller. So would not be able to do these. So much appreciated. Loving it on this 20-inch composite CRT here. You could really use a handful of convergence strips, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Man, now I keep thinking what the best course of action, because, like, damn, 240p worked on my end. So
Get it working
Maybe
with
I'll
the
have to.
RetroTink 5X, and you should
Yeah.
it'll probably work with everything else.
Okay. Well, then the unfortunate news for people might be that it might be a week or two later, just so that I can fix that before I start shipping it out. Because I do want that to. I mean, I understand the importance of it, so I'll fix it and make sure it's compatible with mic cheese converters. So, but at the cost of maybe slipping on schedule a couple weeks, but I think it'll be worth it.
You know, I think this is going to sound so douchey, but we've had so many massive fails in the gaming scene that if you're a couple of weeks late to ensure that something works fine, you're cool. There's no,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like it's not like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna, cancel it indefinitely, even though you've already finished the product and it's ready to go.
So my mindset though, so before I started doing this full time, I was a product owner. Which if you don't know what a product owner is, basically like a person who translates tech requirements to developers. I was setting schedules for a lot of things, so like my mind works in terms of like what is happening in a certain week in a project, especially when I have a deadline like coming up in March. So I'm like, okay, well, based on how much time it took me to troubleshoot this feature and do that, it's going to be this much. Like that's my brain automatically starts calculating like, okay, how much time is this going to delay the project? I just, I like being transparent for people. So that, that's one of the
yeah,
things I want for Gamebox is that we're just transparent. Like if we screw up, I mean, we screw up. We're not gonna fight it. We're gonna be like, yeah, we screwed up. All right, we'll fix it.
yeah, just being available to people and answering honestly, like it's just that goes so far. And sometimes people still get mad, but those aren't the people I'm worried about. You
Right,
know?
I know. Yeah. It's been like I'd say, oh, by the way, Ian, yes, sprint mindset, 2 weeks, yes. But yeah, I mean, it's like I'd say 9 and 10 people are cool, but some days on the bad days, I'll wake up and I'll get an email that's just like ripping me, and I'm like, you know, it, as I've gone through this, I've let it affect me less and less, but it's still just like, oh, come on, like I'm doing my best. Whatever. Someday they won't bother me. Someday I'll just build up a thicker skin.
Hey, Abram, what's up, dude? So what's the next one to play then? And when I'm over at the CRT, I'm not going to be able to see any of the chats. So if anybody's got some suggestions or anything, please let me know, and I will jump back on and see what we got.
I'm seeing so many good ones here. Let's see. Mira Musa, yeah, the passive. I call out the passive aggressive ones. And yes, all ADHD devs can confirm hyper focus on code, don't sleep. It's like that meme. I don't know if you've seen it, where it's like people who people who enjoy high art, and it's like the fancy people, and then people who make the art, and it's just like frazzled people who are like disheveled, and one of them has like a monster can. Same thing with modders. People who enjoy the mods and people who make the mods.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm getting a suggestion for Star Wars Rogue Squadron in high res mode. That's
Okay.
actually, I'd suggest that too. That's a good one.
All right, I will do that next. And I believe we had another super chat. That was a question for you. So thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. What was it?
How will firmware updates work?
Oh, yeah, I went over this before. I'm doing my best so that, like, I mean, of course, there are always going to be bugs in software, but the way it will work is you'll need a programmer, unfortunately. What I'm s- the way it currently works, and I'm trying to get a better system going for this. So, like, maybe I'll have, you know, like if there's a specific update that somebody needs, like for instance, this in GBHD Advance, there was a fix for LG TVs, and I specifically was like, all right, if you have an LG TV, send the console in, and I'll update it for you and send it back. We just both pay our postage. Um, Granted, I don't think that system will work here because it's a lot more quantity being sold. But I'm gonna be figuring out a better way when we move on and as we move forward. I'm going to be implementing a better security system so that I can still have FPGA security, but also the ability to update. So you know, Ash, if you have any insight into that, please let me know, because the way I have it right now is like reading a string from the FPGA internally and then checking that with the actual HDL, like what's stored in the block RAM. So like I don't know of any better way besides like trusting the OEM's, encryption. So, which I don't. So I don't know. It's really tricky, because on one hand, I could just give you guys a firmware, but then my product would be cloned, and I mean, like quickly too. It'd be, I don't know, probably a month or two, and you'd start seeing clones pop up.
Well, that's the
Or
thing, is you don't want Kaiko to start releasing this before you do for your own adapter,
right,
you know? Because not
right,
only do you get
exactly.
undercut for this, but they're going to release whatever firmware you have now. So that
Yeah,
2 week delay that you might have to make this product even better, now it's totally useless because your product gets cloned and the subpar version of it's going to be out in the market, probably made with low quality or components on it too. So who knows how long
right,
it'll even last.
right, exactly. So, and like that's the crappy part, and you don't get the guarantee. Like, if like there isn't really a time limit on warranties for our products, but like, if it's like 2 years down the road and it stops working, like I can help support you and like see if you can troubleshoot it. But if like, it's a couple months, like 6, 7 months, a year even, like, yeah, you can probably just send it in. We'll have a look if it is something that turns out to be board failure or something, like, I mean, I'll probably have to hammer out like an actual warranty at some point, but like Gamebox is very chill with that sort of stuff. We just want you to enjoy your games. Okay, Electron Ash, this is good. What'd you use? EEPROM, which had a write-only area. Oh, oh, okay. So it's like it's like automatically generating SHA-1 via the HDL. So I weird. Okay. Can we write the security key and read it normally without the match? Okay. I think I talked to Marshall about that as well, and he was saying he implemented a soft core CPU, which also had like some sort of cryptography in it and did something similar. But he used a soft core CPU to handle it. But this is all going to be in the R&D. Hey, nice. Tionata, yes. Just let me know. Like, I just want everybody to enjoy their games,
So this opening itself is in 480i, right?
I don't know. Stadium Arts, is it? I don't know anything about this game. I before you mentioned it, I don't think I ever played it.
I'm pretty sure this looks like 480i to me, but
Oh, fun fact, if you're running 480i, I would turn Deebler off, because Deebler is meant for low res games. I mean, you can have it on, it just won't look very good.
I vaguely remember doing this on the last stream, and the frame rate was a lot lower in high res mode.
That wouldn't surprise me, because N64, enjoy your 10 frames. Like, it was funny, actually, somebody who's here on the stream, I don't know if he's here anymore, Zombie, I was with him and some other, Nobble and Cody, I don't know if he's here, but we played Perfect Dark, and we added like 8 bots, like our maximum was like 16 or something, and we got it down to like a frame a second. It was like I had never seen the N64 struggle as hard as it did right there. It was I was baffled, to be honest. It was crazy.
My monitor keeps blinking out. As long as the stream's not blinking out, it's not too bad, but
Yeah,
it's weird. Like,
yeah, no,
okay.
the stream's looking good.
All right, so let me, and I'm closed out of the menu. So Deebler is off because the little red dot went off, right?
Yep, exactly. Oh yeah, RE2 would be a good one too, because it switches resolutions.
Oh yeah,
I
let's
did
test that right after.
Cool. Yeah, I did that on my stream, and it looked great as far as I could tell. Oh, GoldenEye X, yeah, that's what it was. GoldenEye X. We shoved a ton of bots into it, and it just, I'm surprised it didn't just like hard crash. It was amazing. But But
Wish you could
Ash,
skip
I'm
this.
definitely. What's that?
Wish you could skip this.
Oh, it's not skippable. Like you can't just like increase the scroll speed. Thanks,
Well,
developers. That was an oversight.
all good.
Oh, but Ash, I'll look into your method. That sounds good. Is there an open core, like an open source core for SHA-1 hashing? Or do I have to, oh God, please don't tell me I have to do that on my own and like learn a bunch of cryptography stuff. Like, please tell me that already exists. And it's under the GNU. Pretty please.
They could travel across the galaxy at light speed, but they can't scroll text faster.
Maybe it's like not being rendered. Maybe it's like an FMV or something. Maybe that's why you can't.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, whatever.
I hate
It's finally
non-skippable stuff because even if I was patient enough to love it and really get absorbed in, like the first time you play it, like you plug it in and you're like, oh, this is great. But like, what about your 50th time playing the game? You know?
right. Yeah, yeah. At least have like the start button skip the movie. Like I can't imagine that being a ton of code. Just button do this, end thing, go to game. Like
Agreed.
yeah. uh okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. So Ash, I'm gonna have probably the wholesalers or the retailers of the product do the flashing. So if they have to do that, that's fine. They can do that. As long as the IP is protected, it's doesn't matter. Flashing will take longer, but whatever. As long as the guy in Shenzhen cannot. That one guy, I can't believe it's one guy that clones
One guy.
everything.
Yeah.
What a piece of crap.
And he loves it. He absolutely loves it.
Like what? Like how evil do you have to be? It's literally taking like food out of people's mouths.
Agreed.
Like I mean, I don't know. Fuck that guy. I'm gonna make a really good security core that you can actually update because out of spite now because I'm so like does he like tweet out or like how do you know that he loves it?
Uh, so his reaction to my videos privately, I've been told like he thinks it's funny. Like he just
Oh,
kind of
okay. So
laughs at it.
like
But his emails to other people have just like they started working with him, not realizing who he was, and then like, wait a minute, like you're the person that clones all that, and he's like, yeah, it's fine.
he just waves it up. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. All right, so
Oh
don't
my god.
Resident Evil 2. That's the one we're going on for next.
Let's do it.
All right, and any other game to play after this? Something that would either show off the very cool HDMI mod, or a game that I might actually like to play. Audie had some good ones last time. I was impressed.
Man, I have so much work to do after like I get everything squared away and I actually have time to do development again. Oh my god, I have so much to do.
Every
I'm
time I
excited
think about
though.
all the updates the website needs, I get anxiety. I don't even have anxiety.
No, I like that's so funny. That's actually what happened to me. I was like, because I was like kind of just settling into RE2, and then like I was thinking about the security core, and then like my mind started cascading into all the things that I need to like refactor and or recode, and like I'm just like, oh my god, like people, please keep buying my stuff so I can hire somebody else because I can't do this all. I could, but it would take me years and be stressful. Give us the measurements in sprints. That's funny.
So there does
Don't give
not
me.
seem to be any dropout whatsoever when I went into the start menu.
Does that happen on other mods?
Well, isn't
I'm
this
assuming.
240p and isn't the menu 480i?
I have no idea. I know that people suggested I play it, but I can't remember what the deal with it was. I know that it switches resolutions, but that's all I know.
So I guess that's the inherent positive of there being a bit of lag on this, is because you're buffering enough of the lines that there isn't a signal dropout when the game resolution changes.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, yeah,
I'll just try it
that
again.
tracks.
What's the next suggestion for games?
Let's see. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. Trying to think of like a game that's like colorful, you know? Ooh, F-Zero XDD. I did want to see a DD game. That could be cool.
All right, let's try it. I don't think I can't remember if I've played it on this. I think I did the last stream, but yeah, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Oh, wait, hang on. After that one, Zombie, if you're still there, what is the name of that game that is really fun and I can't remember the name and it's super colorful. It's a great one to demo. Mystical Ninja starring Goman. That's the one. Thank you. That's a great game. Or Conker's Bad Fur Day if you want, 7 frames a second, but could do that. So we got some good ones here. Okay, Bomberman 64. I should write these down actually. So we got, let's see. What was okay, so Goman after this one. Goman. The mystical, so it's M, Mystical Ninja Goman.
This controller is just so much better. I usually am the person that really prefers using the controller that came with the console. I just feel like it's the experience you were supposed to have. And there are some exceptions, like I'll use the Genesis 3-button controller instead of the Master System controller. If Steek is still here, just picture him saying Sega Master System. Or better yet, picture Jimmy Hoppa doing an impression of Steek as saying Sega Master System. But, for the most part, I really just prefer the original controllers. But I think this is a much better way to play N64. I'm sorry to offend anybody. I just, this controller is so comfortable. And the D-pad, or the analog stick feels really nice. Are there any Smash players in the chat that could have any feedback to that? Like, other than the, half 6 milliseconds lag that you would get from using a wireless controller, a fast wireless controller, is there any downside to using this for Smash?
We don't die. It's the Blue Retro. So he's using a PS5 controller, the Blue Retro. No, Blue Retro. Shank, are you there? I feel like you'd have insight on that.
Yeah,
That feels
Shank
like a
just did
very
a whole
Shank.
video on Kevin Kenson's channel talking about Joy-Cons and all that stuff, but not N64.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna
cool.
check that out. I didn't see that.
If you want to be kept in the loop with this stuff, there's the RetroRGB weekly podcast that keeps everybody in the loop of all these cool things going on.
Oh, does that exist? Oh, interesting, Bob. Nice plug. Very cool, huh? Maybe I'll check that out.
That one, Goemon's Great Adventure?
Oh yeah. Yep. Mystical Ninja starring Goman, so it's under M.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I got the wrong one then.
Oh, yeah. It's under M. There's another one, Goman. Okay, so and then another suggestion. So okay, hang on. I gotta write the next one down. It was Mischief Makers. Chief Makers. Okay. So what we have is so far is Mystical Ninja starring Goman, Bomberman 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Mischief Makers. Let's see.
And most importantly, is there anything else anybody wants to see pertaining to the kit? Is there something that you want me to try out to see how it looks on stream? This is the N64 HD kit directly into the capture card. So what you're going to see is what you would see in your streams or on your HD TV. But please, please, please remember, there's always really crappy streaming compression. So
Yeah. I'm thinking
Mystical
about
Ninja.
the Mystical Ninja starring
Oh, there it
Goman.
is. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm stuck in my head about this whole analog thing. It's just such a bummer. Like it worked when it was here. uh, so people would be using the component adapter, right? As flaky as it is, it'd be the component adapter to
I guess I'll have to
the
use a.
retro
I'll
tank.
have to use an original controller for that then. All right.
Oh, it
Well,
needs a controller pack. Interesting.
yeah. Since we're gonna do this, then, um, might as well just. My damn
Uh,
monitor keeps blinking off.
Wayne, he added the quote unquote enhanced filter. It's not really enhanced. I got to change the names of those for like the final firmware. But yeah, there's 3 different filters.
So if we're gonna be using an original controller, Forever Pack 64.
Yep, from 4-layer tech, the best around.
4-layer tech.
I got 2 of them myself.
All right. I'm interested to see how. I was just talking about how much I liked the PS5 controller. How I'm gonna like it with this. So we'll try that. And
Oh yeah. Zombie's bringing up a good point. Don't when you're in Mystical Ninja starring Goman, let the intro play because it's very colorful and wild too.
this intro we're looking at right now, it's 480i. It looks like. I could be wrong
Yeah, it
about that.
does. Yeah, no, it is 480i.
Yeah.
Densha Day Go. Okay, I'll add it to the list. Densha Day Go. Densha Day Go. Okay, so we're doing Mystical Ninja. We can cross that one off. Let's see. Oh wait, yeah, that's right, Bob. So when I am doing the work to get 240p working, the setup, the chain is gonna still be to get into the RetroTink 5X. It's gonna be component converter to the RetroTink, right?
Yeah. HDMI to component to Tink 5X.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see what's going on with that. And if it works when it gets back, Bob, I'll just explode. I'll just wither into dust because what the
This
hell?
happens to me all the time though. If it works when you get back after me changing everything up in the setup, then it's still worth your time looking at. Because what if the two
Yeah.
different HDMI cables I used? I only used one on this stream, so you could blame me for that. But what if this one and the one I used last time both just happened to have a problem, even though they've worked fine on every other? It's
Well,
just
no,
it's one of
that's
those
the
things.
thing.
All right, this
So
game.
since the
Is there any like
since the
arcade style game? Any fun shooter
yeah,
space something?
Mischief Makers is a side scroller kind of arcadey game. We could do that one. Yeah, it was fun. I've still got to play through Mystical Ninja. It's fun. um. Okay. Oh yeah, what I was saying was the digital video signal is being pumped straight from the FPGA, which I'm going to not do in upcoming products, because I want to move away from that and actually use like a HDMI transmitter chip. Go through the full certification and everything. But what I've noticed is the type of cable and the length does matter. I don't know if it's like the drive strength of the TMDS signal, but like, because maybe there's like even a little resistance in the wire may degrade the eye shape of the TMDS. I don't know. I don't have like anything yet power enough to look at that signal. So it could be that. I have noticed with certain products and certain setups, the HDMI cable definitely matters. But yeah, when I get it back, I'll test it, and when it goes out, I'll make sure. Yeah,
maybe that's
Xilinx.
what we end the stream on, because these games are not impressing me, and I don't know what's going on right now. Is this an opening or something?
Yeah, it looks like opening.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to keep an open mind for this game, and we'll figure something out. But maybe that's the thing we do is before we go, I'll hunt down see if I can hunt down another HDMI cable or converter, just to double and triple check.
Yep, makes sense. Just for sanity check, like double sanity check, I guess. You can do fake TMDS. Yeah, well, Ash, isn't that like just using LVDS? Like you can do like both TMDS with LVDS because it's similar. I don't know what the difference is actually, but I know they're both differential and they're both low voltage. One is low voltage differential signal and one is transition minimal differential signal. Like that sounds pretty much the same to me. Yeah. That's something I gotta look into too, because I want to use one of the ADV transmitter chips. And it doesn't have a DDR mode. Okay. So it's just pumping in straight RGB and control signals, and then that gets transmitted. I mean, does that differential sausage? um, yeah, I got to figure out how all that works. All I know about it is that it takes RGB 888. You give it the signals, you configure it over I2C, and that's as much as I know about it at this point. Beetle Adventure Racing. Okay, I'll add that to the list. Beetle Adventure thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, then I mean, and then just configuring over I2C. So, and thankfully now I have an I2C core, thankfully, due to the save settings feature using the
What am I
EEPROM. So
playing?
just I know I got to this point when I did my stream and I don't understand what you're supposed to do at this point.
All right, I'm out. Y'all aren't really making me love the N64 even more over here.
Wayne, yeah, we did that one. That was Rogue Squadron that you're thinking of. Yeah, Ash, I actually was looking at that for reference. That and Chris Z's open source implementation. I don't know if that's for the 7513, but I was eyeballing it. It's there. You guys make some good code. If you saw my code, it's spagooty. I gotta definitely do a refactor, but yeah, that's this year. Finally, I'll have the time.
So this cable
Okay,
is
looking
4K
good.
Ultra HD. So it's
That's one.
basically this cable isn't junk bottom of the barrel.
Okay,
I
how
can't
long is it?
guarantee the cable's not the problem, but I'm gonna hunt down another one right now to try to find it. All right.
Just for my sanity.
No, I'm really curious too, because I make mistakes all the time. I have no problem making mistakes, but I want to make sure I know how to fix them and I don't make them again. So if I made a mistake, I want to know right now.
Right.
Not this one. This one. This was another one that I used with DC Digital. There's a ton of other things I used with this cable. This cable's old. Probably the first Ultra HDMI kit I used with it. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just gonna start by plugging this directly into the capture card again, just to make sure that I got the resolution. Here we go. So display settings. $240p.
Please,
All
please,
right.
please, please.
So let me I'll put that back up just so I could plug all this stuff in, so you're not just looking at the corner of something while I'm doing this. All right, and we got
Yep.
your converter. Get my HD RetroVision cables again.
I slope. Oh wow. I read that in Owen Wilson's voice. Oh wow. An HD N64. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, that's the proper spelling. Wow. WAO. Wow.
All right, and I need 2 power cables. Here, and I have another one over here.
Slope, I don't think we have been properly introduced. Hello? I am Postman, creator of mod.
Hey Slope, I think I know you via Jimmy Hoppa. I think you're buddies with Jim. Jimmy's sent your channel to me a few times, and I vaguely remember watching a video that I think he guessed it on yours, or you guessed it on his, or something. So thanks for swinging by. Good to see you here.
Always zombie. I'll make sure I flash the correct hardware version every time from now on.
All right, we have power. We have connection. Interesting. No,
No signal?
nothing. No.
All right. All right.
And
Well, it's worth a shot.
let's just do 480p, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Just to say,
Yeah, just see if it,
that we did
that
it.
makes sense. Yeah, 'cause you
Because
could double it
480p should
to,
work fine.
it should. So if it doesn't, then that's a big old red flag for me. And I'll hit up Mike too. I'm sure he'll have insight as to what's going on. Well, I got something.
That's
Oh, it's still
direct
on
into
240, right?
yeah, it's direct into the capture
Yeah,
card.
yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
All
Okay.
right, so now we're in 480p mode. Now let's plug it back into the Tink 5X and see what we got. So yeah, I should see an all blue screen because it's just the Tink 5X being plugged in. Okay, I'm gonna plug this into the converter. Not a thing. Wait.
Weird. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, it's showing up. It's not centered, but it's showing up.
I mean, that's
Which is
also how
strange.
I have it set for the stream. Like here, let me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so let's. Okay, so
Okay. I mean, that's a
that's
good
better than
sign. So,
before.
okay. It is. I mean, I'll take that over nothing, just it not working at all. So that's nice. Okay. So I'll just hit up Mike and talk to him about my timings. I mean, maybe there's something screwed up in my pixel pipeline. So
Yeah, Ash, the squish screen. This is an AverMedia Live Gamer 4K, so it doesn't know what the heck to do when it sees 1440 by 240, whereas the data paths react a lot better. All right, so going from 240 to 480, didn't get any signal at all. All right, we're back to no signal here. So it doesn't like something. Let me let's see if we can get a signal again. Was the one time it worked a fluke?
I guess I don't.
All right.
I
So,
just
I was in the
don't-
wrong. Okay, yeah, that's why. So here,
Oh, is it working now? Oh no, this is
480p.
wait, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
direct. That's
working.
direct. So let's go back
Oh,
through the
that was
tink.
direct. Okay.
All right, we're back through the tink now. We should see the blue screen pop up. Yep, that's the tink screen. This. Let's see what we got. So 480p. So I'm gonna hit left once to go to 240p. Nothing, nada. And wait a couple seconds, and I'm gonna hit right and go back to 480p. Still works. Okay, good. Back to 240.
Leave it for a quick sec. I just want to see it because, like, I noticed that when I was testing, the audio took about 10 seconds to sync up. So maybe that's something. I don't know. But either way, thankfully I have a RetroTink 5X that I can do all my debugging on, and I got a mic chi that I can hit up, so it'll get fixed.
Yeah, always
Zombie,
good to have a mic laying around.
Zombie, say the famous line. Say it. He'll say it. He'll say it in a second. Or did he leave? No, Zombie. No. The one time I needed you to say the famous line. Ah, there it is. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. I need a button that just like that just fix the firmware, Posty. Fix the firmware. So okay, well that's really good to know though. But it's just
All right, so it's been
Mike
sitting
said
at
it would.
240p for a while. Let me
Yeah,
just tap
we
it.
can move on. Fine.
Okay, so but that's a good sign though. That's a really good sign.
It-
It was sitting into the Tink 5X at 240p for over a minute, no signal, and the moment I tapped 480, it synced right back up. So that is a very, very good sign. It means that
Yes.
firmware should be able to fix it, and it's not like an incompatibility with the chips or something crazy.
Right. Or the signal's just too malformed and won't take it at all or something.
Right.
So it's definitely something timing related, which is good, and I'm sure I'll be able to figure that out. Mazamars, yes, I am. So 720p is 96 kilohertz, and then 480p and 1080i are 48 kilohertz.
Oh, that's
Because
interesting.
for whatever reason, and I could not tell you why, and I've done probably hundreds of hours of research into trying to get audio working the best I possibly can with this setup, with having to go through the FPGA. It for whatever reason, 720p is most compatible with 96 kilohertz, and then 480p and 1080i are most compatible with 48 kilohertz. And I could not tell you why.
All right, well, I think this was awesome. I think we learned a lot. I think we learned that this device is very good. I also, I'm really just happy to hear your approach to how you work on all this stuff. And I don't know, this was a lot of fun. Let's swing back and do like an interview at some point soon. Grab a beer, or if you don't drink, grab a water. I don't care. I'll be drinking. So.
Oh no, I'll grab my favorite mango habanero cider. That's my favorite. Yeah, when I get back from my trip on the 14th, well, just sometime after that, let's do it. Because I have an anime top 10 anime like plot twist for you, but like I'm gonna save it for the hanging out interview session, whatever that is, because
All
like
right.
you're gonna be like, shit, what? So it'll be revealed in time.
I am very excited for this. I hope all of you had a decent time. I know my streams aren't the norm. I do more nerdy stuff than game playing, but hopefully that results in you being able to play or spend more time playing games and having to deal with all the lag testing stuff that I do. But yeah, I like the kit. I think it's very cool, and I'm interested to see where you go with this. And yeah, I guess we'll have the teaser for next time. And thank you for all the super chats, and you know, Postman, your arms are gonna be sore later. You might want to take some CBD or
Yeah, I
something.
know,
and,
right?
chill out a
Shank, I'm gonna send you pictures later of just me like doing reps with it. Again. Oh, and one last thing, Ash, I'm just gonna hit you up on Twitter and get your Discord because like I have questions. Help. So thanks everybody. This was a lot of fun. Bye
Take care,
Castlemania. Bye
everybody.
Castlemania. All right, bye.